My weeks of market weeks seem to be getting a little crazy. I just have to learn to manage my time throughout the week. Start prepping for markets on Wednesday. That's our last available day to go to town before market. My husband goes to work early on Thursday so that he could get up earlier on Friday so we can go to market. So I have to think ahead. Okay, what do I need at town? Most of the time I don't need much. And then after that, come Thursday or Wednesday night, I check out my little notebooks that I bring with me. This one keeps track of everything that I sell. And so that way I know what is selling. And I also know if I've sold out of eggs. And I keep my egg money in a separate envelope. That goes to pay for the feed for the chickens. And it actually went to help us finish the project for the new chicken run. And then the other envelope that I'm starting is all of my apple butters and jellies. I'm trying to keep that money separate if I can, so that that can be what I use to replenish my jars this winter. I have a whole bunch more I want to make, but a lot of times we just don't have the budget to go buy more jars or the ingredients needed. So I pull this out and I just kind of double check and make sure that if there's anything that I wrote down that I need to remember. And then I actually brought this notebook too. This is one that I take notes of, things that I think about while I'm sitting at market, or maybe something that a customer wanted. And so I double checked this and realized that I had a customer who wanted me to bring some of my candied jalapenos and my sweet and sassy serranos. So I also had a note that I needed to make a new sign for the reversible cloth covers that I made, so I went ahead and printed that out. And then I also printed out more signs for my cottage garden bouquets. One of the other notes that I saw was that I had a customer who wanted the hummingbird feeders that we make, and I haven't been bringing them because they really haven't been selling. So since we only have a few weeks of market left, I'm going to go ahead and bring those. So I wrote that down to make sure I pack those. I also wrote down that I need to make sure I have chain, make a sold out of eggs sign. So this kind of gives you an idea of how my market day is going. I usually make it a point to have my coffee and try and grab a snack in the middle of the day. We leave our house around 1 in the afternoon so that I can get to the bank and see if there's anything else that we need. I'm going to go ahead and get my bouquets put together. So I went out this morning and I picked things that were in my garden. Everything is kind of going to seed and it's kind of towards the beginning of fall. But we had some roses that bloomed. I love the sedum that we have out there. I forgot what this was called. It had some purple flowers on it. We have some striped grasses, and then of course some hydrangeas. And then I fill it with some mint. Every week is different, so this week we have apple mint. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bouquets filled for the day. In weeks past, the bouquets that don't sell, I either put them around our house, or I will take out the things that are still good, like the hydrangeas and the sedum, and I will dry that. And then hopefully when all these other things from the garden can't be picked fresh, I might be able to plug in some dried bouquets and sell a few of those. So just every little bit that we can put together from our homestead to try and make a little bit of money counts. Okay, it's really simple when I build these bouquets. I just lay out everything that I've gathered in piles on the table. I did notice that we had 2 small sunflowers out there that have bloomed. I may just keep those for myself, put those in a little jar. And then we did have some roses, so I'm not sure if I'm going to tuck those in to my bouquets. We'll just kind of see. I like to keep more of a cottage kind of theme in my color scheme, so we'll see. If not, I will scatter those around in little jars throughout our home. So we have our hydrangeas, and then our fern tansy, that's what it is, and then our sedum. I don't know what this is, but it's really pretty. Foliage, and then our apple mint, and then our striped grass. I do the same thing with bouquets that I do when I decorate my home. I like to put the biggest piece in first in the room, and so my hydrangeas are my centerpiece of my bouquets. So I plug in one of those in each of my jars. Some of these smaller bottles, which were actually soda bottles, I think we got from a farm store. Save your bottles, people, if you want to sell bouquets at markets. They are just the perfect size. A lot of college students want a smaller bouquet bottle instead of the bigger jars. And once I have my hydrangeas in, I usually grab a filler. So it's usually one of these. The striped grasses go in. Sometimes if I have, like, I've done asparagus ferns in the past, those are a lot fuller than the striped grass, so those will go in after my centerpiece. I always leave one of my fillers for the very end to tuck around. I probably could have done the striped grass this time, but I'm going to leave this one since it kind of flows, kind of hangs over the side and stuff. I want to make sure I have everything else I need in, and then I can just tuck that around it. The next one I'm going to do is my sedum. These are so pretty. They're getting really close. Some of mine have already started to dry out and seed, but it just adds that perfect vintage country charm to your bouquets. Very much an English cottage garden theme, which is kind of what I go for when I plant my garden. I love the English cottage garden that I see on YouTube and stuff. Okay. Alright. Now at this point I'm kind of spreading my jars out just so that I could get a better look at what they look like individually to decide what they need more of. Sometimes something very simple like this is all I do, but we'll see as I get through the rest of them. Okay, the next thing I'm going to plug in are my tansy leaf, fern leaf tansy. I'm going to stick, I don't have a whole bunch of these, so I'm just grabbing, I have a bunch of this in the yard, but a lot of it has already kind of gone down to seed. Okay, now I'm going to grab my apple mint, stick some apple mint, some of these little ones. I love apple mint. It's a very subtle mint. It's not as strong as your common peppermint or chocolate mint. And especially for a garden, especially for cottage garden bouquets, I think it's very lovely to add medicinal things to your bouquets that smell good. In the past I've used chives. All my chives have gone to seed. I've had peppermint in them. I have done chocolate mint. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm going to add this one to this one right here. Okay. Alright. Now the last thing I have is this really pretty, I've got all of my bouquets filled out. I usually go through at the very end to see if I need to cut anything shorter, just to make sure they all touch the water and they're not very full. I may end up cutting this hydrangea down just a little bit, and then I have to go around and put new labels on. The sunflowers I stuck up here in these little glass jars right above my sink, and I also put some roses in this little medicine bottle. I don't know about you all, but having flowers when I'm doing dishes just helps motivate me to do dishes. And having all the pretty things by me just makes everything more enjoyable. Some of the roses I put in here in our bathroom just add a little bit of beauty to our place here. And actually I have some of dehydrated hydrangeas up here on our bathroom shelf. from a few weeks ago. We sell eggs at our farmer's market, so one of the last things I do is wash all of my eggs. Our state law requires you to have washed eggs and kept in a cooler with ice packs and a temperature thermometer to make sure that it stays at a certain degree. So I'm going to go ahead and wash up all of our eggs. One of the other things that I do is I check my notes to see if any customers wanted me to set some aside for them. At market, I've been selling out within the first hour, so I do have a few people who want me to set a few dozen aside for them, so I will make sure that I label them with their name on them and keep them in a separate spot in the cooler. Eggs are washed. I'm going to let them sit here and dry while me and my young men go load up our van. Once I put these eggs in the egg cartons, I'll see if we need to go out to the coops and gather up any more. Sometimes I'm 4 or 5 short for a whole nother dozen, and I try and bring as many as I can. One of the things I love about my eggs is I have some that have a double bloom, so they dry a different color, and then when they're wet they are different colors. So that one's so pretty. This one's almost like a chalk kind of brown purplish color, and then I have some speckled ones, some really pretty speckled ones. Like that one's really pretty. Some of my marrons, I have 2 marrons, and they're laying a little bit. You could tell this one, but their eggs haven't gotten extremely dark yet. So yeah. Right in the one in the shop. The wind just opened that up for me. Don't mind this mess. This is what it looks like when you manage a couple businesses on your own in a homestead and all the things. So my hope is to be able to get this cleaned up, hopefully during the winter time, and next spring have people come out here and shop. But we store all of our market stuff in here that we load up. This was actually our rummage, part of our rummage haul. You might see that coming up in a video soon. These are things back here that we need to sort through. Merchandise. We need to grab the cooler for eggs. This is our stack of things that go to market along with this stuff here. we were blessed with that baker's rack, so we're going to use that to display things in the shop when it's all cleaned up. But this is the ugly duckling stage is what I call it. Things have just been thrown in here throughout the summer, and I've been trying to manage a couple home businesses and, you know, all the things. So I feel like it's okay. Sometimes I just have to let the pile sit and be able to work through it eventually. So we're going to get things loaded up and add a few extra things since we're going to have a 2-tent space this time. We are all packed up. Van is pretty full. We have a spot for the cooler for eggs right here. And I'm glad we have room up here. I was a little worried about that. I have a friend who's bringing me some bare root trees. They're small, so looks like we need more eggs. We are short too for another dozen, and I'm going to come out here and see what we have. This is our back coop. We're going to see how many eggs do you guys have back here, huh? Oh, it looks like we do have some. Let's see if we'll get enough to finish this dozen and maybe do another dozen. Thank you, ladies. Now off to check our other coop. They're packed up in a cooler in the van, but I thought I'd show you what our eggs look like when we get them all ready. We got these cute little tags that say thank you for supporting our small business. I tie them with twine because some of our chickens are overachievers and some of the cartons don't close all the way because we get extra large eggs. I have 2 tags on my egg cartons. One explaining safe handling instructions and the grade and my license number, and then I also have this one saying that our eggs are washed and come from happy, healthy chickens, and that they were gathered on our homestead this week. So, welcome to our market booth, and as I give you a tour of what we have on our booth during market day, I will take you down and show you all of our other vendors. with me as I walk through market and show you all of the other vendors that join us for our farmers market. had a customer who wanted me to deliver some eggs to her, and she was doing another farmer's market. So the next day we went and checked out Fairmount Farmer's Market. I really hope to be a vendor at this next year. So I figured I'd walk you through this market and show you all the neat vendors that are there as well. Thought I'd show you my market haul. Some weeks I come home with nothing. Some weeks I come home with a few things. So this week I had a few things. I got this pumpkin whoopie pie from my friend. It's already half gone. It's probably going to be breakfast for today, the rest of it. Picked up some soft molasses cookies from another friend of mine. Those are really good. The same lady who made the whoopie pies made homemade marshmallows. We've never made homemade marshmallows. I really would like to try that. My favorite way to have these is a little bit in my coffee in the morning, so that's going to be exciting. You saw me blessing my friend with some eggs. Well, she blessed me with some scones, so I am so excited to have these. She does amazing sourdough breads, and so this was my little market haul. Thank you all for coming along for a day in the life of me as a vendor. So if you have a farmer's market by you, or if you know any local businesses, go out and support each other. We need communities to support other makers and to support other small businesses. Well, it's another morning, and I wanted to show you what my breakfast was. I ended up using my market blessings that I got. My friend Audrey at Alley Cat Bakery got the London Fog scones. They look amazing. They are so good. And then I got some marshmallows, homemade marshmallows from my friend Annie and her farm. And so I ended up getting the London Fog scone with our peach Earl Grey jelly, one of our top sellers at our market. And I put some marshmallows in my morning coffee. Isn't that little cup the cutest thing ever? You can see my fall tables all set up. Oh, I just love it. This is what I love about farmers markets, is that it makes breakfast extra special. So cheers to you. Hope you're having a wonderful week.